Hi, Joanne, and welcome back for some quick fire questions and FAQs that the community has been asking of you. And just before we kick off, maybe if you could give us just a quick introduction to who you are and the company before we just kick off with the 6 or 7 questions that we have prepared.
Fantastic. Great to be with you today, Alan. I always enjoy speaking and engaging with our potential investors. So, as you said, my name is Joanne. I'm the founder and CEO of Planet Protector Packaging. And we're on a mission, Alan, to eliminate polystyrene. We're in a race to become the market leader in sustainable thermal packaging that doesn't harm the planet. So what this means is that we've taken a waste stream. We're using waste wool unsuitable for the textile industry, and we've given it a second life, and we've commercialized it into a product that is insulated packaging to replace polystyrene in cold supply chains. So very exciting, very disruptive and different. And I'm glad to be here with you today.
Excellent, excellent. So the first question relates to Woolpack, actually, which is one of the range of products that the company is providing in this space. So can you maybe explain the wool processing and production steps for the product?
Yeah, for sure. So as I said, the first thing of which we're really proud is the fact that our product is made out of a waste stream. So ordinarily, this wool that comes from the underbelly of the sheep, it's the parts that really nobody wants. It's coarse and wiry, not suitable for textiles. And so the first stage is that this wool needs to be scoured. And scouring involves removing the lanolin from the product, and as well as that, washing so that there's no vegetable matter. It goes through a very rigorous washing process, which involves 6 baths of boiling hot water, and then it's filtered into our specifications. So products like the variables with which we control the thickness and the density of the product. So it's very much the same way, the same mechanism that you felt wool to make a hat. It's the same sort of process.
I love it, actually, yeah. And it's awesome, really, like it's a natural solution for this kind of thermal packaging solution that I think the world really needs right now. So I would be also interested to know what is the cost comparison for your product and polystyrene?
That's always something everybody asks, Alan, and I guess it's a very good question. Generally, I can say when you compare polystyrene as against Woolpack, the products are very price competitive. Our product might be 5 to 10% higher on the price, but when you factor in all the inherent cost savings around our product, we actually work out cheaper, which is unbelievable because the product has unrivaled green credentials. It's helping people achieve their sustainability goals. And so when you factor all of that in and the fact that it's sometimes less than polystyrene, of course it depends on the individual case. If you've got a high user of polystyrene that's using 10,000 boxes a week, obviously they've got mates rates. But ordinarily, day to day, the fact that our product arrives flat packed, it takes up less warehouse space, there's less pallet movements, lower labour cost, and all of these, when you consider that polystyrene is shipping air, it's very inefficient to transport. All of these, Woolpack performs very favourably.
That's great. And which industry do you see as your main target for these range of products? Yeah.
Well, essentially, polystyrene has been used in cold chain since 1954. For 70 years, it's dominated. So anybody that uses polystyrene is in our sights. Predominantly, the 3 biggest users of polystyrene in Australia and New Zealand are the seafood sector, which I'm sure that you can relate to. A lot of artisan food producers, dairy, meat, seafood, lots of e-commerce. And as well as that, there's a big opportunity in the pharmaceutical space. Our vaccine protector has just been approved over in New Zealand to deliver the COVID vaccines. So Woolpack is shipping, New Zealand Wool is shipping the COVID vaccines all around the country. We're very proud of that.
That's fantastic. And quite a few industries that are quite badly affected by what's going on at the moment. No doubt that you guys are challenged by the demand and the issues with trying to address with that demand as well. So
yeah, there's lots of challenges just now, but we're up to the challenge. We've proven that. So yeah, very good opportunities ahead.
Excellent. Where is your manufacturing currently based? And where do you plan to have it based, I suppose, yeah?
Well, that's what the whole crowdfunding exercise is all about. So when I established the business 4 years ago, it was my vision to use Aussie wool or Kiwi wool and to manufacture here in Australia. To my great shock and horror, I learned that all of the wool processing capability went offshore in the 1970s and 80s. So it was only when I crossed paths with someone very senior in the wool industry, he explained to me that 95% of the Australian wool clip goes to China to be scoured. And that's because of the limited facilities here in the country. So the only way that we were able to establish our business was setting up our supply chain, and we established partnerships with 2 mills in China that still use Australian wool, but we'd like to be able to bring that back home and give more support to, Australian sheep farmers and rural communities. Like Australia as a nation got wealthy off the wool on the sheep's back. And to me, it's abhorrent that we're, sending the wool over to China to be washed for them to send it back here. So the whole mission of Planet Protector is to vertically integrate our supply chain and to be able to set up a facility down in Geelong that will have the capability to underpin our growth nationwide.
Excellent, yeah. It'd be great to see it all manufactured locally and really supporting local industries as well. I think with that, I think that's something that has definitely resonated with most consumers in the last probably 18 months. So
yes.
In regards to the IP and the patents around the products, are those filed only in Australia and New Zealand?
No, they're global patents, Alan. So we have an amazing IP lawyer who I have to say was our very first investor. And he has such confidence in what we're doing and, the amazing product that it is. He looks after all of our IP needs. And whilst we have 5 products, the original product is the application of wool for the insulated packaging. And then we work with different industries to develop specific solutions for their particular pain points. So we have a strong vision for many more patents, and our lawyer friend is there to support us all the way.
Awesome. What are the business unit economics? And I think maybe usually Nick talks to this as well in your team. He's very capable in this side of the business as well. But what are the business units, and what are the gross margin and the contribution margin of each set of liners? So
Okay.
quite specific questions, yeah.
Very specific, yeah. But so when we set about establishing the market, establishing the product in the market, we understood that we needed to be very price competitive with polystyrene, or we wouldn't even get our foot in the door to have the discussion. So at this stage, there's still a little bit of flexibility. We try to meet the price and to be price competitive with polystyrene. We work on a gross margin of anywhere between 40 and 60%, depending upon the application of the wool in the client's supply chain. We have multiple clients who've set up a closed loop recycling program, and they're able to use the product multiple times, which is fantastic. We have other clients who only use it for single use, and so we need to be a little bit more price competitive. So we're engineering our margins and like with the proposal to bring the wool processing back to Australia, the whole idea is about strengthening our margins, improving our margins, controlling our quality, and it'll give us so much more control over aspects of our business that really are at the mercy of China right now. So I was just looking this morning, and the cost of freight from China has increased threefold during COVID. And this is just something that completely erodes your margin and you don't have any control over. So by doing what we're doing, we're very excited that, you know, we'll be able to increase our margins and grow the business at the same time.
That's fantastic to know as well. I think that's very important, I think, for investors to understand that there is quite a way to go in terms of increasing that margin with economies of scale, and also by bringing things back and I suppose vertically integrating, I think, the supply chain. So that's excellent. Any last comments, I say? I think we've run through the main questions. Is there any other last comments that you have?
Not necessarily, but Alan, I have to say that I've really enjoyed, as part of this process, connecting with so many investors, whether they be sheep farmers who want to share with me their story about their wool and the fact that there's no demand for it, or whether they're people that see the disruptive nature of the product and they say, wow, I'm in this business and I could collaborate. Let's get together for coffee. So it's been an amazing journey, and I've met some wonderful connections that I think will help the business into the long term. And I encourage everybody, as you can see, I like to have a chat. So anybody who wants to reach out to me, if there's any more questions at all, we're using the Birchal platform to answer questions, or email directly to invest@Planet Protector Packaging, and we'll definitely get back to you. We love your support. We appreciate the opportunity to bring so many Aussies on board for what will be an incredible journey, I'm sure.
Fantastic, Joanne. And I think it's fair to say that you're close to 500 people really invested into this journey and into the company and the success of the business as well. So with that, I just want to add that, as Joanne mentioned, we do finish up very soon with the investment offer. We close on Thursday the 22nd at 10 p.m., which is in only 2 days' time. So this is your last opportunity to invest in the offer. So please visit birchal.com and search for Planet Protector. You should see it quite highly featured on the website, and ensure that you check out and view the investment offer before the time runs out. So with that, thank you, Joanne, again. And yeah, I wish you all the best.